I would suppose in the Asian region, I think leaders would be pretty much challenged. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of opportunities as well. So it's actually a mixture of a lot of opportunities coming to the east because of what's happening in the west. But together with all these opportunities, there's also a lot of challenges. So how do you actually filter which opportunities you should take as a leader that would make you drive your organization forward? So how do you know that this is the thing that you should take? This is the kind of opportunity that you should take that would help you drive the organization. For example, at Maybank, we have these 2015 aspirations. We want it to be in conjunction with former Prime Minister Tun Mahathir's Vision 2020 of a fully industrialized Malaysia. So how do we go by it? But with a lot of opportunities that's coming in because of what's happening in the financial services industry in the West, we need our leaders to really have the smarts to be able to filter, okay, which opportunities are we going to take that would help us support the achievement of the 2015 aspirations. So there's a lot of challenge there. What we're doing at the moment is regionalization. We have presence in 20 countries, and we're fast in increasing it to probably 20, 25, and we're all over the place, we're all over the globe. The challenge there is how do we integrate our staff, our 46,000 people? How do we put everyone on the same page so that everybody understands the direction that we're taking?
Okay.
I don't really suppose that leaders have to have future skills or present skills. I think, in essence, leaders must have core skills and skills that would get them ready to take on future challenges. What we see is leaders must have the right thought process, very organized thought process. Number one, that's really, for us, that's an imperative. Leaders must have a vision, and leaders must have very clear purpose, not just personal purpose. It's actually an organizational purpose. Let's say when our new CEO would come in, that CEO would have a purpose of driving our transformation journey that's already pretty much driven well by our previous CEO. But how does he actually take on that position so that he is able to continue what has been started? You know, the everything is already there. He just needs to drive it. But of course, he would have his own personal purpose as well. It's very important that he is right on the same page with the executive committee members who are already in existence, with the board, and all the other stakeholders. The other thing is he needs to have really good values. So we subscribe to that. We actually groom our leaders to have the right purpose and the right values, and to have that strategic vision. The other thing I would suppose is leaders, if they cannot be that innovative, they have to possess that kind of skill that would make them encourage people to innovate, make them influence people to drive innovation. They don't need to really do the dirty hands of innovating something, innovating products or innovating services. But how do they influence people so that they are able to get people to do the work of doing innovation? I would believe that in the future, a leader must also be able to be culturally aware. It's very important for us at Maybank because of the regionalization initiatives that we're doing. We need our leaders to understand that each country operates differently, especially in terms of culture. Even just in Malaysia, for example, we have different races, different cultural backgrounds, you know, and culture is not just about races, it's also about gender. So how gender sensitive are our leaders in terms of driving people and in terms of engaging our staff. So that is also another very important thing. Finally, we would subscribe to relationship building. How do you get people to be comfortable working with you? How do you become more people-oriented rather than just task-oriented? So that I suppose would be really important as well.
Okay.
leadership development strategies, we are very much focused on making sure that we do go by the 70-20-10 learning methodology. We believe it's something that is really ideal, but for us, we do a lot of classroom training, we do a lot of classroom engagement, and we develop our leaders to also become teachers. So the best way to learn is to teach something. So we have that one. We are very much into the culture of leaders teaching leaders. So we groom second line leaders by having our first line leaders teach these people, coach them, mentor them, and impose the right values, making sure that they are in conjunction with what the bank wants them to be. And we do a lot of on-the-job learning as well. So we expose our people internationally. If you're a leader here in Malaysia, you would most likely get a chance to travel either on a short-term basis or on a long-term basis, probably up to 3 years, to be in another country and experience what is it there, how it is to lead the people there. So it's all parts of our leadership development strategies. And we classify our people, I think other companies also do this one, into high potential and critical resource. So if you're a high potential leader, you get more attention in terms of development. And the higher you go, you also get a chance to be sent to Ivy League schools like Harvard. We do a lot of behavioral assessment.
Right.
We want to know whether the leaders that we have identified in terms of their potential would also have the commitment for them to lead. So potential is one thing. If I look at you, I would suppose you might have the potential to lead, but whether or not you have that commitment to later on take on that job is another thing. So we assess you in terms of your strength and in terms of your career orientation profile. How would it be, let's say 3 years down the road? If we see your potential, would you still have that commitment? How does your career profile look? Are you somebody who would come in and fly out immediately? Are you a fast flyer? Some people are like that. They come in, they join the organization, and then 6 months down the road, they see something that's greener, and then they leave. So we can actually detect that one when we do some sorts of assessment, like the career orientation profile. So we have these assessments to put everything in place. We want to know whether what we see it's like looking at the cover of the book. What do you see there on the cover itself may not really tell about what's inside. So you have to browse over the pages. So for us, how do we get to know a person? How do we get to know our potential leader? Is subject them to assessments, and we do some behavioral-based interviews with them, just to find out whether they're on track for what the things that are being planned out for them.